Alright, I have a Tevo Tornado with a Lerdge K board, and I've had a number of issues. The X, Y and Z operation was magnificent. I've added a 3D touch to the side. I got all of that working, but the extruder would not work. So I tried a different extruder on here, being one of the really top micro Swiss ones. Still had no joy. I did a software upgrade before this to the latest version. So I've just gone and watched the video by Keasley, I think it is. Yep. To set the steppers, thinking I've got a problem with the stepper with the extruder. And yes, I found that the stepper drivers were not configured for UART mode. Okay, so I went and changed that. I did the solder on the bottom of the board because I have an extremely fine surface mount iron, no issue. So before that, everything was working as far as home, everything was going great, except my extruder wasn't doing. So, and this board I had upgraded to the system information V4.4.2, thinking that might have been the problem. I was running 4.4.1, which, by the way, when I got the machine was a much earlier version, and I did the upgrade and I lost all the settings, and to me that was a pain because I was totally new to 3D printers and setting up, despite being a controls engineer on robotics. Anyway, the problem I now have is if I do an X, I've got it set slow at the moment, it's coming home, I do a Y, it's going to the stop, X is coming back to where I expect it, that's homing fine. Previously my Z also did the same thing, but now I have this new problem. This is Z. Previously Z came back when homing Z, X went here, Y went here. So now it's going back, Y went to full, X went to full. Now it no longer reads the micro switches. And it's saying 5.8. So now let me try again. See if it thinks it knows what it's doing. No. Z is not homing correctly at all. Yet. Go back in. I go here. Let's change that to 20. Okay, Y, that's positive. Negative travel, that's quite okay. X is travel is minus. Travel is right. Z, positive. Z is negative. So, having done the driver change on the Trimatics, as per that, and soldering onto the bottom of the sensors, the steppers, I now have a machine that doesn't work. Even worse than it wasn't doing before. I am now getting to the point I am so over this Lerdge board and this machine. Unfortunately, it's version 2.01 K. I bought it with this board already fitted. I didn't fit it, and as yet I've achieved nothing, no work with it at all, which is incredibly frustrating. I've done a few improvements. Backlash nut here. The person that made the enclosure in the bottom made the fold over the side so much that you can't get into the wiring here easily. So I've taken the side out of the box. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not real good at this. As a 71-year-old electronics engineer, I am not impressed. Anyway, I guess it's going to be a case of just see what I can find. And if this doesn't work, I'm just going to take this machine up, stick it on the highway in front of my house, and let some log truck in the country town I live in Victoria, Australia, run over it. It's just beyond sensible.